He's one of our favorite guests. He is the Walter Payton Man of the Year nominee for the team from 2017, where he had also one of the best years on the field for the New Orleans Saints, who are heavily thought about as a Super Bowl contender in 2018. He is defensive end Cameron Jordan. How are you doing, Cameron?
Oh, I'm blessed and highly favored today.
Mm-hmm.
We're officially part of Week 1. I couldn't be more excited for this upcoming Sunday.
Okay. When you say excitement, walk me through how you feel 2 days before taking on the Bucs at home to kick it all off.
Like a kid entering his senior year of high school.
Okay.
First day feels. You come in like, hey, I got to make this year the greatest year of my life. I don't know what next year holds. I know I have to take advantage of every moment now. Everything else will change year after this. I'm sure, so you walk into this week and you start breaking down film, and you're breaking down film, and it's like you look up and it's 9 o'clock at night, and, you're like, oh, right. I definitely got to go to sleep for this next day. You get up the next day, today, and it's just like that same day. I mean, everybody's just super overly excited to be here. Everybody's overly excited to get back on this field and put in more work. And honestly, I love the team's hunger right now.
Oh, I'm glad that you added the extra details to that, because when I walked into my first year of senior year of high school, I was like, I can't stand this place. I got this. I know everything. I can't wait to get out of here. That was my senior year. You know what I'm saying? No.
You just had more confidence than I did. Apparently, I had a lot to live up to my senior year. I was like, I've sort of committed to Cal. I was like, they're going to be watching my games. I've got to make this one great.
We had different experiences in that regard. Are you guys hearing in the building how much people like you to make it to Atlanta this year and win it all? Are you guys hearing that?
Per usual, you try and tune out, all forms of media, positive and or negative, and just try and focus on being the best you can be for the upcoming practice, and try, and after practice, try to become as best as you can be from that practice, and just keep on building days. We're trying to lay this great foundation, which we've done over, OTAs and summer training, to lead into this Week 1, and Week 1 is almost here.
But there's no but. You are tuning that. You said normally you do. So are you?
Normally.
But
when you say everything's normal, we're going to keep it as programmed.
Okay. How long did it take you to get over how your season ended last year, Cameron Jordan?
I don't know. Honestly, sort of. I'd like to say sort of fast. When I saw you guys last, I was talking about how I use it as motivation to try and better ourselves, push ourselves further than we have been before. But at the same time, you realize you're on a different 53-man roster. You're on a different team, and we've got the same mindset of trying to win the Super Bowl. So if anything, that's going to push us beyond what we did last year.
Well, can you walk me through, I guess, in the weeks and months intervening, have you guys talked about it as a group? Has anybody gone up to any of the players involved in that final play? I mean, how has it been put to bed in a way?
Yeah, I mean, after the game, you can do nothing but support your teammates. After, a week after the game, when things cool off, you can do nothing but, shoot out the text to re-support your teammates. You could get back to OTAs, and it's nothing but positive reinforcement of, hey, this is what happened. This is what needed to happen. This is how we're going to go about becoming better as a unit, and make it more of a unit rather than trying to force this individual situation. When you talk about how we can grow as a unit from, the guys that were, our first year standouts to making this second year leap, which I think they will, from our second year guys who are going to make this this leap to this third year, and from the third year guys who are going to jump to this fourth year. Then, you got bringing back Alex Okafor, and you bring in the additions of Marcus Davenport, and I'm trying to push myself to be better than I was last year. I feel that we have done everything in our power to propel ourselves from that previous season's ending to where we are now.
Let's talk about that kid for a second with you, Cameron Jordan, because, draft night, I'm sitting on the set. Saints move up in the draft, first round. Lamar Jackson's on the board, and we're all sitting there going, okay, is this, the maneuver for New Orleans to giving up a one to next year's draft to move up to get Drew Brees' successor and Lamar Jackson, and all of a sudden it's Marcus Davenport, from a small school. Did you even know about this kid when the Saints went ahead and moved up to get him to play on the opposite side of you?
What's funny is, the previous year's roster, we had a guy from UTSA on the squad, on the practice squad, and Ashad Mabry, and he was hyping his guy up. So he ended up here, and I definitely knew about him. I had watched some film on him, and he seems overly talented in some areas, and he has a large ceiling. I mean, he has a high ceiling and large potential to grow.
So what have you been doing to try and bring
Getting
him
on
along?
his damn nerves, honestly.
How so?
I'm on his heels. I'm pushing him to test himself, to test his limits, to just try to improve all his pass rush, but focus more on get to third down. You got to face first and second. If he soaks everything up like a sponge from coach, from myself, from Alex Okafor. He's trying to take it all in. He's talking to Sheldon Rankins, who's one of the smarter interior D linemen you're going to have in this league, and he's really pushing his mental capacity at all times. So when I say I'm probably annoying as hell, I'm like, hey, I like the rush right there, but I feel like you can smooth out some of this little block so you can get on a different path. You can be on the next level if you and you sort of just give me hints and clues that way. And I'm probably, like I said, I'm probably on. If I'm not in and I can see his reps, I'm probably in his ear every rep.
I love it. Cameron Jordan here on the Rich Eisen Show. Is Alvin Kamara ready to carry the whole load, the bell cow? I mean, it's him and Gillislee right now. Well, obviously Mark Ingram is out for the first month. What do you got for me on that front?
Alvin is a pro. I mean, he came in a pro. It wasn't like he had to adapt to anything. He came in and, I wouldn't even say learn from, he learned with how to be a complement to, that tandem of Mark Ingram and Alvin Kamara. So when you talk about AK, I let AK go to work. I mean, the kid's balance is amazing. And when you talk about having a backup or having Mike Gillislee be sort of compatible with him, we're going to take it in stride, and we're going to see what you can do this week.
And does the team view Breeze through the prism of his window closing? Just that Father Time is calling, in a way?
I have no idea. That's something that's beyond my pay grade. I know what I see at practice, and I know what I see at training camp, and I know what I've seen in games for the past 7 years of my career prior to this one. I know he's lit it up every moment of the way. When you talk about his demeanor, his mentality, he takes the field with great presence, and he always leaves it in excellence. So Drew is on his own timeline. I don't think the team or the players have any expectation that Drew is nothing but great.
Okay, so while we're on the subject of other people's business, let me hit a couple of these subjects with you, Cameron Jordan. What'd you think of the Khalil Mack and Aaron Donald contracts?
I'm always happy to see fellow D linemen get paid. I'm always happy to see players make their money. Everybody who got an extension. You talk about Danielle Hunter, you talk about Jarrell Casey, the two mega extensions that's only going to bode well for guys like Joey Bosa in the upcoming years. When you watch it, you talk about Gino and Carlos. I'm all about players making the money, especially when players have earned it the way that they have. I love it. I love it.
Sort of like seeing a house down the street from you sold for a lot of money. It's in your neighborhood.
I mean, I love it. Whether the house is bigger, the same, or smaller, I love it.
Well, in that regard, Cameron, what did you make of the comments out of Pittsburgh where offensive linemen protecting Le'Veon Bell normally are talking about him not being there and think it's not right that he's not there over money? It's a rare instance of players talking about other players' money and their presence not being there to get more money.
That's crazy to me. Yeah, that's crazy to me. I stick to I can't speak on their situation. Clearly, they have a lot of emotions invested to the team, and that's how I have to leave that one. Because I feel that again, I love when players make the money. I love when loyalty runs both ways between team and player. And to speak on that situation, maybe I'm outside looking in, but at some point, again, loyalty has to run both ways. And for players to talk about players, you have to support your teammates. So I can't speak on it. I mean, there was a situation in Pittsburgh where, a team made a decision and a player decided not to go with that said decision. I can't speak on that.
No, I know it's another person's house in that regard, but it's so rare to see. I'm wondering, has that been discussed at all in your locker room? Those comments?
Not at all.
Okay.
We're focused on the Saints. The Saints are focused on the Saints in this upcoming game Sunday. We try not to focus on all that's happening outside this world, unless it directly affects us.
Okay. You're ready for the Bucks. You got the Saints taking on the Bucks. I guess your coach also lost a golf bet with Doug Peterson. So when the Eagles come in, they're going to wear their home uniforms or something like that. You heard something about that?
I could care less what color people are wearing. I know if they're the opposite color of my team, they're getting hit.
Cameron Jordan, I love talking to you, man. Let's make this a regular thing throughout the season, okay? Please.
No doubt, no doubt. You got my line.
I do have your line, and I have your Twitter account at CamJordan94. Thanks for calling and really appreciate it.
I appreciate it, Rich. You have a blessed one.
You got it. Right back at you. Cameron Jordan, Saints defensive lineman, one of the best in the business here on The Rich Eisen Show.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.